Good morning, students. So in the last session, we discussed the classification of industries based on various criteria. I hope you have revised it at home later, right? Okay. So do you have any doubts or questions with respect to the same?
No, sir.
Okay, that's great. Now let us continue to the discussion on one more aspect of this chapter. Okay. So see, now based on our previous discussions, who can tell me three basic activities in correct order that occur in any industrial establishment? Yes, Neeta, please answer.
Any industrial establishment will first accept or take in various raw materials. It will then process the raw materials using tools, equipment or machines of various types. Finally, when the product is finished, the industry will send it out to consumers or markets for sale.
Yes, you have summarized it brilliantly and in the correct sequence, Neeta. Okay, Neeta, well done. Now, based on this, I want you all to think about and tell me what aspects have to be taken into consideration to set up an industry. Okay. Let us go ahead one by one. Okay, Rupa, you answer first.
I think it is very important to consider how and from where the raw material is sourced.
That's correct. Next.
Land on which to build the factory or processing plant or manufacturing unit is also important consideration.
That's correct. Arun?
I think finance or money required to build the factory and keep it working is the most important factor to consider while setting up any industry.
That is absolutely right. And the financial input is termed as capital investment. Yeah? Okay, next, Ravi.
I think availability of water and power supply to keep the factory or processing plant operational is very important consideration while setting up any industry.
Good. Next, Neeta.
Sir, availability of skilled and unskilled manpower to operate and control all machines and equipment in the factory to keep it functioning is an important factor to be considered.
That is a very good point to note. Yeah? Arun.
Sir, I feel good connectivity of the region where the manufacturing plant or industry is set up is very important for easy transportation of raw materials to the processing plant and finished products to the market.
Yes, absolutely right. Okay. Now, I'm sure by now you all have realized that location where the industry is built or established is influenced by the factors which you all have just stated. Yeah. Now, let me quickly summarize these points before we discuss them further. Okay. The factors that influence the location of industries are: 1. The capital investment for all groundwork, construction, infrastructure and similar arrangements required to set up and run the organization. The second factor is the cost, availability and nature of raw materials used in producing the finished goods and services. The third factor is the cost and availability of land for building the factory, processing plant or manufacturing unit or service center. The fourth factor is the sources of adequate water and power supply for daily needs of the industry and its manpower. And the fifth factor is the cost and availability of skilled and unskilled labor or manpower. And the sixth factor is access to markets and transportation facilities. Combination of all these parameters determine where any industry is located and how it is operated. Summary. In this session, we have discussed various factors that influence location and distribution of industries. These are as follows. Capital investment or finance is required for all the groundwork, construction, infrastructure and similar arrangements required to set up and run any industrial organization. Cost, availability and nature of raw materials used in producing the finished goods and services largely influence location of an industry. Many agro-based processing plants are usually set up closer to the sources of raw materials they process. This is more economical as it prevents loss of weight, decomposition and damage of perishable raw materials during transport and storage till it reaches processing plants. Land is required for building the factories, processing plants or manufacturing units or service centers. Since cost of land is more in cities or towns and availability of land is less in densely populated villages, towns and cities, it is observed that large scale manufacturing units are usually located on the outskirts of such towns and cities. Ease of availability of adequate water from natural water resources such as lakes or rivers favors establishment of industries in regions closer to them. Uninterrupted power supply on daily basis for industrial operations or processes and its skilled and unskilled labor or manpower is required to operate, control and manage various activities in any industrial organization. Hence, cost and availability of manpower or labor plays important role in determining location of an industry. Easy access to markets helps in establishment industries which provide variety of services to the consumers.